Hello, I'm Jeff Paur, senior editor with RealTime Fantasy Sports, and welcome to the RealTime Fantasy Sports Show. It is time for 5 of my favorite waiver wire pickups for week 12 of the fantasy football season. We're getting down to crunch time, just a few weeks left in the regular season. We have a ton of buys this week, 6 teams on a buy, so the waiver wire could be a really busy place for all of you in your leagues. And we have some options this week that we think could be some good spot starters for you if you're looking for a QB, receiver, even a tight end. So without further ado, here are my 5 favorite waiver wire pickups for this week. My first one's Jamus Winston of the Cleveland Browns. He's owned on about 41% of leagues on our site, so he's out there in more than half of the leagues out there. He's been great since taking over as a starter for the Browns. He has 27 plus fantasy points, 2 of 3 games, coming off a huge game last week, threw for a season high 395 yards. He has 300 plus passing yards, 2 of 3 games as well. I think he's worth using as a spot starter at this point of the season. He's a legit fantasy option. The Browns can't run the ball at all, so Winston's getting a lot of chances to air it out and producing in that role. My next pickup is Jaylen Wright of the Miami Dolphins. He's owned on about 35.5% of leagues on our site, and Raheem Mostert is dealing with a hip injury. He's no sure thing to play this week. Wright has been playing more lately also, even with Mostert in the lineup. So I think this is good news for Wright going forward. The rookie is very talented, explosive back, can make plays on the outside. He's a home run threat at the running back position, and he could be the number 2 back this week in an offense that likes to rotate the backs. Devin Achane is the starter there in Miami, but if Wright is the number 2 back, he could get a big workload, double-digit touches in the game, and be a viable fantasy option. My next pickup for this week is receiver Demario Douglas of the New England Patriots. He's owned on 48.8% of leagues on our site. He's really been racking up the targets with Drake May as a starting quarterback for the New England Patriots. Douglas has 21 targets his last 3 games, caught 16 passes on those targets. That gives him a really solid weekly floor. He isn't flashy, but he's going to get you consistent numbers in this offense. The Patriots are having a lot more success offensively with May as their starting quarterback, and the passing game looks really good. Douglas is my guy to own at receiver in New England. My next pickup for this week is a tight end. It's Will Dissly of the Los Angeles Chargers. He's made this list a lot lately, but he's still out there in a lot of leagues, owned on 30.5% of leagues on our site. But he's getting the weekly work for the Chargers. Been a big surprise for me. He had 4 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown last week. He has at least 6 targets, 4 or 5 games. Dissly is not a high value fantasy tight end, a high end number 1 tight end, I should say, but a good consistent option at an inconsistent position. So his floor is good. He gets the weekly looks. Chargers passing game looks much better lately, and Dissly's been a legit option for him at tight end. My last pickup this week is Nick Westbrook-Ikhine of the Tennessee Titans. He's owned on just 14.6% of leagues on our site, but he's been a touchdown machine lately. So if you're in a TD only league or a league that really doesn't value receptions and yards too much, I think Westbrook-Ikhine is a decent pickup. He scores 5 of 6 games, had that huge touchdown last week, 98-yard touchdown in that game. He can be boom or bust because he doesn't get a lot of weekly targets, but he's finding the end zone. So that's going to help fantasy teams. Westbrook-Ikhine has 11 plus fantasy points, 3 of 4 games. So he could be a good sneaky play at this point of the season for fantasy owners. All right, those are 5 of my favorite waiver wire pickups for week 12. Don't forget to check out my wavering article as well. We have a lot more options listed there, but for now, good luck in navigating all those waiver wires. Hope you have a lot of success in week 12 and those bye weeks don't hurt you too much. This has been Jeff Paur for RealTime Fantasy Sports. Have a great day.